Hey, third graders, it's Mrs. Cheggs here on Monday, May 4th. And if you're a Star Wars fan, may the 4th be with you. Today we're going to focus on area to help us preview some more difficult lessons later on this week on area and perimeter. So we're taking it back to topic 6, where we learned that area is the amount of space that covers a shape, and it's also the surface or inside of a shape. Today's game plan, we are going to smash area problems just like my favorite character, Incredible Hulk. We're going to review area using square units through a video and practice session. Then we're going to learn how to use a formula, area equals length times width, before we watch another video and practice. And we'll wrap it up today with some practice on Pearson. So let's get started. How do I find the area of a shape using square units? Well, let's find out watching this video.
What's up, and welcome back to all the third grade students out there. Thank you again, everyone, for stopping by and joining me on this problem, where we are going to get a little bit more experience thinking about and visualizing problems involving area. Now, some questions don't give us a diagram and we have to create our own. Other questions give us a diagram and we have to use it to answer questions. And this is one of those kinds of problems. So here we want to know, what is the area in square units of the green shape on the grid? So we have that big pink grid broken down into all those little equal sized squares. And in the middle, we have that green region. So remember, we want to find the area of that green region, okay? And we have to ask ourselves first, what do we know about area? Area is how many square units cover up the entire inside of a figure. So in this case, we want to figure out how many of those little 1 square unit squares will it take to fill up the entire inside of that green figure. Now we can figure this out by extending the lines on the grid that are already given to us on the diagram. If we do that, we can think about this figure in terms of area by counting how many of those square units it takes to fill up the interior. Now, if we count, we can see that we have rows of 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, plus those 3 extra ones on the side. So our total number of square units for that green figure is 33. So we can conclude that the green shape has an area of 33 square units.
Okay, so let's do some practice. What is the area of this shape? First, we either need to count the number of boxes inside the shape, or we can count the number of boxes in each row and add them together. For example, we have 7 in one row, and then another 7, and another 7, so you can add 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, or 35. But we can't have our answer just 35 because our units are in square centimeters. So we have to say that we have 35 square centimeters. And you can write it one of 2 ways. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This one is measured in square inches. So again, count the number of boxes inside the shape, or you can count the number of boxes in each row and add them together. Go ahead and figure this one out and record your answer. Okay, and we have our last practice today. This time our unit is in square feet. Go ahead and count the number of boxes and record your answer. Okay, we're going to use the formula area equals length times width. So how do I find the area of a shape that doesn't have those square units? It only has numbers on the outside. Well, again, let's watch a video to review.
But what if I wanted to find the area of this figure? Now, the width of this rectangle is 3 centimeters. So let's visualize cutting this into 3 equal parts horizontally, 1 centimeter in width each. Then the length is 4 centimeters long. So we can imagine cutting this vertically into 4 different sections that are also 1 centimeter each. And this creates those square units that we were talking about. And now we can just count them up to find the area. In this case, this rectangle has 12 square centimeter area. Now, did you notice that the length of 4 centimeters and the width of 3 centimeters, when multiplied together, 4 times 3, is equal to 12, which was our area. And this is cool because this rule is going to apply to finding the area of any rectangular figure. And we can say that the area is going to equal the length times the width.
Ooh.
Okay, so remember, to find the area of a rectangle, use the formula area equals length times width. Length is usually the longer side of a rectangle, and the width is usually the shorter side. Okay, so area is the length times the width, 2 dimensions. So what is the area of this shape? One side is 5 feet, the other side is 8 feet. Again, we're going to use the formula area equals length times width. A equals L times W, or area equals 8 times 5. If you said the answer was 40, you're almost there. It should be 40 square feet. Again, 2 ways to write that one. Here's another one for you to practice. One side is 3 centimeters, the other side is 8 centimeters. Use the formula area equals length times width, and go ahead and record your answer. And here's our final practice. One side is 4 feet, the other side is 9 feet. Again, use the formula area equals length times width. Well, how do I find the length of a side if I know one side width and the area of the shape, but I don't know the other side? This is your challenge for today.
And in our last example, we're going to join Alex and David, who own a company that makes vinyl skins for smartphone covers. Now we know that each rectangular skin has a length of 6 inches and an area of 18 square inches. So this is an area question. We're going to use that length times width formula. And what we want to find out is the width of each case. That's what we don't know, but we're going to use our knowledge of area to find. We'll just call it a question mark for right now. Now the area, which we know is 18, equals length times width. The length is 6 times the width. Again, that's what I don't know. So let's just call it question mark. Now, if I look at this closely, 6 multiplied by some unknown number has to equal 18. Does anybody know what that number is? Now, if you guess 3, you are correct, since the area 18 is equal to the product of 6 and 3. So we can say that the width of each case is 3 inches, and we can visualize why each case has an area of 18 square inches. So again, we answered the question that the width is just 3 inches, and we are done.
All right, so here's your challenge. What is the area of this shape? Again, you know the length is 7 inches, and you know the area is 35 square inches, but you don't know the width. You don't know the length of this side. So again, we're going to use the formula area equals length times width. We know the area is 35 square inches, and we know one side is 7 inches, but what is the value of the other side? Okay, and here's our final challenge for today. One side is 9 feet in length. We don't know the width, but we do know the total area is 54 square feet. So again, 54 square feet equals 9 feet times what value? Okay, to wrap it up for today, before you practice more in Pearson, to calculate the area of a shape, you can count the square units inside the shape, or you can multiply the length times the width if it's a rectangle. Today we reviewed the definition of area, the amount of space that covers a shape, and practice calculating area for various rectangles. Now it's your turn to go back to Google Classroom and complete the Pearson Practice Buddy work. Have a great time!